We are back, week 7 predictions, and I'm still mentally, emotionally, and physically exhausted from Monday night. Can't express how shitty that is made this week, but we're hoping to bounce back. I don't have high hopes that we're going to bounce back, but we're hoping to. I would like to just go ahead and get into the matchups, but these are the current rankings. Like I said in my recap, Scott 6-0, huge. Sutton and Hayden sitting at 1-3, and then 3 teams with 2 wins, a couple of us with 3, and honestly a decent amount of people with 4 wins. A lot of good matchups this week. Cal has already started talking shit to Scott, which is fun. I'm sure we won't hear from most of the other matchups, but it's going to get spicy. I'm excited. God, I need a win. I need some sort of win. All right, starting off. Rag versus Sutton. Not the most compelling we have this week. Rag is at 2-4. Sutton's at 1-5. So this is pretty big for the loser. If Rag ends up losing to Sutton here, he's going to fall down maybe to last place. But, spoiler alert, I'm picking Rag to win. Kamara being injured, he was injured all last week too. He didn't practice, I don't think. They still tossed him out there. I think he's probably going to be good to go. For Sutton, Terry McLaurin is probably going to play. He's practicing for the first time in a while. Sutton also has Mark Andrews on bye, but that's not a huge deal. Zach Ertz has been playing better than him anyway. Rag's not missing anybody, but he is sitting Diggs this week, it looks like. Keeping Tet in there. Jefferson's back in the lineup after his bye. Rag's matchups are fun. Commies players and Cowboys players, just start them. That game might be like the Thursday night game, Rams-Chiefs. It might be both teams in the 50s. Both of those defenses are dog shit. Tet going against the Jets is fun. Rag's team's looking good this week. McBride projected a lot of points. And Sutton, this team is just brutal. Breece Hall's clamoring for a trade. Ladd is finally maybe looking better. Shaheed is still barely playable. And McLaurin might not play again. It's looking rough out here for Sutton. I think I said it in the recap. I think he has the worst roster. When everyone's healthy, I think this is the worst team. If Saquon's going to play this bad, there's just not a lot of good options for Sutton here, which really sucks because he's been typically pretty middle of the road in this league, but not anymore. This is an ugly team. Rag, shocked that this team is only 2 wins, especially with how good Javante's been. But for some reason, you saw C.J. Stroud in your lineup, and at this point, it feels like a jinx or like a curse. The Stroud curse. Drop him. Play Stafford. Stafford might be on a bye. I don't even remember. Fucking drop C.J. Stroud. All right. Second matchup is Makozy versus Rob. Battle of 2 4-2 teams. There's a lot of good player plays good player, bad player plays bad player this week, which is not good. It's not really good for us in the middle. I would have preferred that a lot of bad teams play a lot of good teams, but there might be some distance being made here. A couple bad teams might separate, a couple good teams might separate. Us in the middle might get log jammed. But, Makozy is dealing with a team that is injured. The injury bug has officially hit Makozy's team. It's hit a little bit late, but it has hit. Chuba is maybe going to play, but let me look if there's any update if he practiced today. All right, he limitedly practiced today, but even if he does come back, it's Dowdle. At best, I think they're probably going to be split pretty evenly. Makozy's also missing Garrett Wilson, who they announced today is probably going to miss a couple weeks. I thought it was some sort of knee thing, but let me look. Yeah, knee. Couple weeks, they said. And Debo is probably going to end up playing. He has a heel injury, but he looked slow and horrendous on Monday night. So he's clearly dealing with something. God, I don't know. I don't know about Makozy's team. He gets Rashid Rice back. That's very fun. being 4-2 and getting Rashid Rice back is very, very fun. I think he probably should have traded one of his wide receivers before they got hurt. Like, can you imagine if Mikosi traded Garrett Wilson 3 weeks ago for another good running back? This team would be scary. But now he has 4 good wide receivers. 2 of them are hurt. One of them is about to play his first game of the season. And the other one has C.J. Stroud as just quarterback. So, I don't know. I don't know what to think about Mikosi's team here. So I'm picking Rob's. And Rob's team is funky as fuck right now. Rob's another team who probably should have traded his wide receiver depth to get a running back before Godwin got hurt. So Godwin's out. Omarion Hampton's out. He's starting BTJ. Mayer, who was a good pickup. He gets Rome again against New Orleans. Pickens is going to play awesome. And he's got JT. But just having this much wide receiver depth in a 14-man league and just sitting it on your bench and then getting fucked by an injury, now you have to play Sean Tucker. I don't think it'll hurt you this week. I'm giving you the win over Mikosi, even though you're under. This is the fucking shit I'm dealing with. My brain doesn't work. You're the underdog, but I like your team a lot more this week. George Pickens is going to toast whatever dog shit cornerback we trot at him. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Marshawn Lattimore. Fuck ass. Fuck. Call me suck. Whatever. I'm picking Rob. Mikosi, your team is about to hit the wee. Next up is Ish versus Thomas. I think Ish is at 3-3. And Thomas is at 4-2. Ish, pretty big time favorite here. Thomas has updated his lineup since this screenshot was taken. He now has Marv on the bench, and he's got Addison back in. Kraft is back in for Mason Taylor. Ish still rostering Najee Harris for some godforsaken reason. He also still has Kendrick Bourne on the bench, which is probably fair. And Theo Johnson is still on the bench. Ish, Kyler, I don't know if he's coming back. If not, you have to play Bryce Young, which is weird. But yeah, I mean, Ish's team looks good this week, so I'm picking him. I like Gibbs a lot this week, even though he didn't look great. Swift coming off a huge week, probably not going to do as well because we're not going to hand him a 55-yard screen pass where our defenders just let him go. Oh, God. Anyway, JSN has looked awesome. Kyron Williams is awesome. Sutton is legit maybe bench for Kendrick Bourne. Kendrick Bourne going against Atlanta, that's going to be a real tough one. And Ish, waivers have already cleared. Why are you still rostering the Cowboys defense? What the fuck? But yeah, I'm picking him to win. I like it a lot. Thomas, oh God. JMO has been so weird. I don't understand what the Lions are doing with JMO. I think I said in the recap, but both of the Seattle running backs feel almost unplayable. It's a 14-man league, so they're both probably going to get played, but horrifying. And then Chase Brown against Pittsburgh defense is scary. I feel a little bit better about the wide receivers on the Bengals with Flacco there, but Chase Brown did not look good again. Maybe they'll settle in. And then, Jalen Hurts against Minnesota's defense. He's going to score in between 18 and 22 points like he always does. No matter how good he plays, no matter how bad he plays, it's 18 to 22 points every time for Jalen Hurts. I will be hate watching that game very hard. As a Commanders fan, my last sliver of hope is just maybe that the NFC beast is not so beast this year and we can win the division with like 10 wins. Granted, getting to 10 wins might be hard at this point, but I'm hoping the Eagles slide. Everybody in the NFC beats up on each other, and here we are. But anyway, I digress. Ish, get a new fucking defense. For fuck's sake, the Cowboys' defense is horrendous. Say what you will about the Cowboys. Say what you will about Dak. Dak is not the problem this year, and I fucking hate Dak. It's that dog shit defense, and they're going up against a Commanders offense who looked okay as long as they didn't turn the ball over, and probably a pissed off Jaden Daniels who gets his wide receiver one back. Ish, if you don't bench the Cowboys defense, I will log into my computer right in front of me. Oh, I'm already logged in. and force drop them from your team. What the fuck is wrong with you? All right, this game has been relegated to my I'm going to get this done in 60 seconds so I have time to talk about other shit because Pushan beat me in fantasy last week and Hayden's Bears kicked my ass, so fuck these two. With that being said, Pushan, it's Wednesday night, set a fucking lineup. Hayden's going to win this week. I'm picking him to win. Both these, Hayden definitely has the worst roster. Why am I picking Hayden? I don't fucking know, dude. His team sucks. Still no Bucky for Hayden. No Mike Evans for Pushan still. Josh Downs questionable. Derrick Henry on bye. Oh, that's why I picked against Pushan, because he didn't have any other fucking running backs on his team. He's got the Arizona fifth stringer, Bam Knight, who is questionable. So, yeah, I'm going to Hayden. Who knows what Xavier Worthy is going to look like now that Rice is back. Ridley's bad. Goddard is probably actually pretty good. And I have faith Jaylen Warren against that Cincy defense. It's Hayden here. This is a fun, very fun matchup. Brett is still starting Aaron Rodgers because Lamar's hurt and on bye. Zay Flowers is on bye. And yeah, George Kittle may be back. Mooney may be back. And CeeDee Lamb may be back. There's a lot of maybes on this team right now. And I am going to roll the dice on these maybes and pick Brett to win. Against my better judgment, I'm picking Brett to win. He's been so close with these shitty teams he's been trotting out. He's almost won both times. I just gotta imagine that the team's gonna put it together and somehow get a win. He didn't almost win last week. I'm tripping. That was the week before. He got like 60 points this past week. I still am picking him. Kenneth Gainwell is a backup, and the Cincy defense is so bad that he's projected 13 points. Old man Rodgers is projected 17 points. By the way, what the fuck is up with the NFL official account tweeting out like, oh, Battle of the Unks on Thursday Night Football tomorrow, Flacco versus Rodgers. Come on, man. You're the official account of the NFL. Why? Battle of the Unks. Ugh, Jesus. Anyway, yeah, I mean, if CeeDee Lamb comes back, that's going to be disgusting for the Commanders and good for Brett's team. Waddle's been sick. Kittle coming back is an automatic plug and play. So I'm going with Brett here. But I think on paper this is probably the better team. Not when Brett's healthy, he is a better team. But this team, McCaffrey's been ridiculous. Jaden going against that Dallas defense. Dowdle, who, even if Chuba's back, the Jets defense sucks. Metcalf against the Cincy defense. Judy against the Miami defense. Ingram and Stevenson. Say what you will about Stevenson. He'll probably have 2 fumbles and 2 touchdowns just because they don't want to fucking give the ball to Travion Henderson for some godforsaken reason. I mean, we might see James White out there at running back again before we see Travion Henderson get decent snaps. What else? I mean, Clay has just got to hope that Bowers comes back soon because drafting Bowers that early and then losing him just tanks all your positional value. It's horrible. that happened to me in another league. Oh, and Bowers did not practice today. That sucks. Yikes. He's also benching Matthew Golden for Judy. That feels risky, but I guess Golden hasn't really produced. Yep, I'm going Brett here. I think Brett's got this, but I do think it's going to be a dogfight, and they're going to, yeah, it's going to be a close one. All right, now to the most anticipated matchup of the week. Cal, the House of Cinco, going up against 6-0 Scott. Scott has not set a full lineup yet, and he is still 55% favored to win this. Cal is only projected 109. Scott without a kicker is projected 119. And I am picking Scott. I am picking against the Cinco blood magic. It scares me a lot, but I'm doing it. Right now, Cal is starting the Raiders defense against Patrick Mahomes. That feels insane. Yeah, granted, Scott's starting the Saints defense, which also feels insane. Where are all the defenses in this league? I got to go through and figure that out because it feels like everyone is starting just one of the most dog shit defenses ever. So either someone has like 8 of them rostered and I just haven't looked at the fucking benches deep enough, or people are just not picking up teams off waivers and just rocking with the team they drafted. I don't know. But Scott's team, this projection, I saw it earlier. He's been awesome, but that Cleveland defense is also awesome. Like, confused on how he got that high of a projection. He might just be that awesome. I think this projection right here is assuming that Puka's not going to play, which we'll get to in the next matchup. Myers has been so disappointing. He was one of my misses. I'm glad I didn't end up drafting him in this league, but I thought he was going to be so good. He's not, because Geno fucking sucks. But Scott has tight end 1 going up against a horrible defense. He's got Drake London going up against maybe the most injured defense in the league in San Fran. Scatabo is in a straight-up RB1 contender now. 3 touchdowns last week against an okay Eagles defense. It's Scott, but I think the real issue with Cal's team is, why the fuck is Sterling Shepard in the lineup right now? T. Higgins is playing this week. Kenneth Walker is playing this week. DJ Moore is playing this week. I know Egbuka's hurt, but Jesus Christ, Shepard cannot be your best option. Cal's another one of those teams. I've been saying it for weeks. When Kenneth Walker's value was at its highest, he should have traded him for a wide receiver too. It's just Kenneth Walker is almost untradeable now. T. Higgins is going to be hard to touch. It's scary hours for Cal until Egbuka comes back. If Egbuka was in this matchup, I would have to rock with the Cinco Dark Magic, but it's basically Bijan against the world. Bill had one good week, and then this past week got bottled up by a Bears defense who looked good, but they were statistically before that game horrendous. So I don't know what to expect. I'm going Scott here. I want him to lose at this point. But I don't see it happening this week. Scott's taking this one. Sorry, Cal. And last but not least, I'm going Ford versus Maish. We got a fun QB matchup here. No Josh Allen this week. No James Cook for me. Maish has Dalton Kincaid, who's on bye and injured. Quentin Johnston may be back, who I would assume he'd plug in for Puka if Puka doesn't end up playing. If both of them don't end up playing, it's probably a Travis Hunter week. But yeah, I picked up the best QBs on our waiver were Dylan Gabriel and Spencer Rattler, because McCosey's auto draft bitch ass has 4 quarterbacks rostered and didn't answer my trade request. So whatever. I did very happy with myself. I'm in 3 main leagues, and in every single one of them, I went and got Vidal. That backfield was never going to be Haskins. He's looked bad. Vidal's looked good. I'm excited for that plug and play. I don't think it's going to be enough to beat Maish this week. If Puka plays, I might get blown out. If it's Quentin Johnston, I have a chance. It kind of depends on if I get another Jamar Chase game, because Etienne and Dobbins both scare me. Obviously, starting Dylan Gabriel, I don't have the Josh Allen could drop 50 safety net anymore. And Devontae Smith fucking blows. The Eagles' offense was hypothetically a slam dunk in fantasy this year. They've been awful, including Saquon. The only solid player on the Eagles for fantasy has been Jalen Hurts. Maish's team, Jacobs is questionable, but I think that's probably more of just a rest thing. Oh, illness. All right, he's fine. What the fuck? He'll be okay. Rachaad White is one of the best running backs when Bucky's out. Pittman, especially if Downs doesn't play, is going to get a lot of targets. And I think Judkins against that Miami defense is going to be great. So I think this is going to be a really close one. I give myself a real chance, especially if Jamar looks good on Thursday night. Otherwise, this one's Maish. So yeah, here are my official picks. Me versus Maish is going to be a really good one. I think Rag might easily take care of Sutton. McCosey's all banged up, so I got Rob. Ish needs this win a lot more than Briggs does, and Briggs' team is looking iffy. Scott going to take down a very injured Cal team, and Hayden getting the win over Pouchon. Brett taking down Clay is my big upset pick. Clay, it would be very funny if you knocked Brett down back into the loser conversation, so I'm not going to be upset. But Steelers on tomorrow night. That'll be fun. Yeah, I'll see everyone for the recap on Tuesday.